Sinking driveway, settling patio, collapsing stoop, uneven pool deck. It's a fact. Concrete problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call APS.
This is the morning edition of the Daily Weather Briefing video. This is for Tuesday, the 8th of November. Doing this update live at about, 5:15. And real quick, before we get into weather, you got to look up if you're watching this live. Now, this was the moon earlier this morning, before the eclipse started. Bob Phillips of Calera captured these images, and he's got one of those good cameras. And this is what the moon looks like right now, that blood red moon, total eclipse. So it's happening as we speak. I had a chance to go outside and take a look. The sky is clear for much of central Alabama, so hopefully the sky is clear where you are. But that's a really cool sky show to watch early this morning. So let's start by talking about weather. A lot of things happening here, from the tropics to snowstorms to cold air coming in. So here we go. This is the upper air look. And today for Alabama, the weather dominated by that strong upper high, that big circle on top of the southern U.S. That represents the warmth we had yesterday. Many spots, in fact, I think almost every major reporting station established a new record high across the state. And I don't see a lot of change today. Highs will be in the 80s again. And obviously, underneath the upper high, we have no rain in progress across the state this morning. To start the day, the sky is mostly clear. Temperatures are mostly in the upper 50s and low 60s for the northern half of the state. Mobile at 70. And again, I think for most locations, highs today between 80 and 85. And we'll probably see more records. But this is the end of the November heat wave. The weather turns noticeably cooler tomorrow. And by the time the weekend gets here, it's going to be turning cold. So on the watch warning map early this morning, obviously all of the issues are involving subtropical storm Nicole. And we have a hurricane watch. Tropical storm watch is up for the southeast coast of the United States as Nicole approaches. And up north, winter storm warnings in effect, winter storm watches in effect now for parts of the Dakotas and Minnesota. And that thing could turn out to be a full-fledged blizzard when that arrives later this week. No severe storms expected across the country today, but tomorrow there is a marginal risk on the east coast of Florida as Nicole approaches. And then on day 3, which is Thursday, pretty interesting, we have a marginal risk on the southeast Atlantic coast with Nicole for cities like Jacksonville, Savannah, and Charleston. And then a risk of severe storms out across the Corn Belt, the heartland, with a cold front approaching. And that's the same system that's going to bring blizzard conditions to parts of the Dakotas and Minnesota back in the cold air sector. In the warm air sector, a chance of severe storms for some states like Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin. It could be a day where parts of Minnesota, they've got a big snowstorm in the northwest corner of the state and a severe storm event in the southeast corner of the state, which can happen this time of the year. So this is the rain for the next 7 days. The really big rains with Nicole will be east of Alabama. There could be a little rain for the eastern counties of the state late Thursday night, early Friday morning as Nicole passes to the east. But again, the bigger totals over parts of Georgia and the Carolinas. So in the tropics, obviously, Nicole is the big story. The other little feature in the central Atlantic that's well to the east of Bermuda, the chance of that becoming a depression or storm is dropping quickly. So the focus is on Nicole. And again, this thing is still really not gotten its act together. It's not a true warm core, tightly wound tropical system. It is a subtropical storm. Top winds are 45 miles an hour. And this will be coming across the northern Bahamas tomorrow. Probably is an upper-end tropical storm, although the weather office there, they put up hurricane warnings for the northern Bahamas in case it does reach hurricane strength. And then the system is expected to make landfall on the Atlantic coast of Florida. It's a Category 1 hurricane, somewhere between Fort Lauderdale and Melbourne. And this should have a fairly large wind radius with this, a fairly large storm. So much of the peninsula, not the panhandle, but the peninsula will be affected by a lot of wind and rain during the day Thursday. Thursday afternoon, the system should be inland over central Florida, northeast of Tampa is a tropical storm. And then late Thursday night, it moves up into southern Georgia. Then it races northeast through the Carolinas and Virginia, around Chesapeake Bay by Friday night. And on that track, obviously, Alabama's on the dry side. And again, there could be a little rain for the eastern counties of the state Thursday night or early Friday morning, but probably not much. So let's go through modeling on this. Model fans. This is the GFS. This is the 06E run, valid today at 4. And obviously, we got the ridge here, so it's going to be very warm. Highs in the 80s. The sky partly to mostly sunny. And I guess it's conceivable there might be a little pop-up shower somewhere, but most places will stay dry. But tomorrow, cooler air moves in from the northeast, a backdoor front coming in here tonight in dry fashion. The high tomorrow dropping to around 70, so temperatures 10 to 15 degrees cooler. A different kind of day. The sky will be bright and sunny. And let me take my box off, and you can see Nicole tomorrow is approaching the southern part of Florida, coming through the northern Bahamas. So let's go to Thursday, and the GFS has Nicole a little north of Tampa Bay. And again, for the Florida Peninsula, this is just going to be a lot of wind and a lot of rain. And again, as it begins to turn north, which it's doing at this point, it could bring some rain to parts of East Alabama. But again, for now, Thursday looks like a dry day. The sky partly to mostly sunny, highs low to mid-70s. So this is Thursday night at midnight Central Time. And this is the European global model, and it's got the circulation of Nicole over southern Georgia. And you can see evidence of some rain for the eastern half of Alabama. Again, this is late Thursday night, early Friday morning. Most people will probably sleep through this, and it could be obviously pretty breezy over the southeastern corner of the state, the southeastern counties, places like Dothan and Eufaula and Enterprise, Auburn, Opelika. Breezy, but again, nothing really dangerous. And also there's evidence that maybe an outer band could affect parts of north or northwest Alabama. So just be aware, maybe some rain late Thursday night or early Friday morning. And then during the day Friday, Nicole begins to accelerate to the northeast. And the big rain shield off to the east. So any rain Friday would be early Friday morning. Friday night will be dry for the high school football games. And we start to turn cooler with a northerly flow on the backside of Nicole. The high Friday probably dropping in the 60s. And this is Saturday, going to be a cold weekend compared to the warmth of late. The high Saturday dropping in the 50s with a really cool north wind blowing. That's a 1,033 millibar high that's over the Dakotas, some very cold air. And let me back this thing up. I wanted to make one point here. Let me go back to Thursday. This is amazing. You've got the tropical system north of Tampa Bay. And look at the snowstorm, maybe a blizzard going on in North Dakota. So the air coming in here on Saturday is going to be coming across that snowfield up there. So Saturday, the bottom line is it's going to be sunny, windy, very cool with highs in the 50s. And by Sunday morning, most spots go below freezing, anywhere from 25 to 32. Sunday will be a sunny day, the high in the 50s in most spots, but up in the Tennessee Valley, you might stay in the 40s all day, all afternoon, up in Huntsville, the Shoals, Scottsboro. Monday morning is going to be cold. Some of the colder pockets will be down close to 20 degrees. Most spots in the mid-20s. The high Monday, low 50s. And look at the anomalies. And again, you can see temperatures way below average over much of the country. And then this is a week from today, Tuesday, the 15th of November. Got a zonal flow here, a little shortwave ridge. And again, we are cool and dry. Let's go out 10 days. This is Thursday of next week, the 17th. Evidence we've got new troughing over the eastern states and another shot of colder air coming in. So, and again, there might be a few showers out there toward the middle of next week with that front, but it doesn't look like a major rain event. So this is rain for Birmingham coming off the European ensemble. Pretty big spread in the longer range out there with the members, but that's typical with the uncertainty. The mean is what you're looking for, the green line. And the mean is between 1 and 2 inches between now and the 24th of November. And again, a lot of folks could use some rain. And again, typically we see a lot of storm systems this time of the year. We are now in tornado season. November, December can be very, very active. And look at the numbers drop like a rock. So we've got 83 today. This is coming off the national blend of models. 83 today. Then we drop to 70 for the high tomorrow. And then by Saturday, the high dropping to 54. Sunday, 52 will be below freezing. These numbers, by the way, are for Birmingham. We think most spots will be in the 20s Sunday and Monday morning and all next week. Highs mostly in the 50s and lows mostly in the 30s. And the latest 8 to 14-day guidance in the House. This is for the period November 15th through the 21st. Just about everywhere in the lower 48, below average. This cold air takes over. The only spots with above average temperatures, Alaska, and just maybe the southern tip of Florida. So one more time, guys, go out there and look up. Come on, man. It's a lunar eclipse. The next one's going to be, I think, in 2025. And again, that's what it looks like now. That's what it looked like earlier this morning. And again, this is a shot here taken from Atmore. And this shot was taken up in Pennsylvania. Now, all the images are rolling in. And I appreciate everybody sending those to me. I'll have a bunch of those before the morning is over. So that's going to do it for the morning edition of the Daily Weather Briefing video. Notes on the blog. Let's see. Today I will be in Cullman County, up at Parkside School up in Baileyton. Then at Vincent Elementary in Shelby County today. And then tonight I will be at the Whole Scoop Scooping Ice Cream in Ross Bridge. That's a fundraiser for the United Way of Central Alabama. I'll be there between about 6:45 and 8 o'clock between the newscast tonight. So come see us for that. Let's see. Tomorrow it's North River Christian Academy in Northport. And then tomorrow night I'll be speaking to Northern Illinois University's AMS chapter, virtually, of course. Thursday I'll be at Moundville Elementary School in Hale County. Friday's Veterans Day, and then Saturday the book signing is at Hartselle, downtown Hartselle up in Morgan County between 9 and 11:30. So be sure and come see us there. So again, notes on the blog, alabamawx.com, and if you can, join us this evening on ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.
Cracks in brick? Cracks in block? Call Alabama Professional Services. Leaning or bowing basement walls? Call APS. Sticking windows or doors? Call APS. Settling or sinking foundation? That's right. Call APS. It's a fact. Foundation problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call APS. Call Alabama Professional Services today.